Oregon is home to some amazing rodeos, like the Pendleton Roundup, St. Paul, and the Molalla Buckaroo. These athletes are quintessential cowboys carrying on a long legacy that helped settle the West. But this weekend, Portland is wading into new territory, hosting the city's first black rodeo. These black cowboys are also part of a venerable tradition, even though most people don't know they exist. Recently, I sat down with the Portland man who's bringing the rodeo to the Rose City. Back in the day, American movie fans couldn't get enough of the Western. And the Hollywood heroes playing cowboys all had a certain look.
I watched Bonanza, I watched Gunsmoke, I watched Tombstone, and all of those movies had taught me that cowboys were white.
But photographer Ivan McClellan wants to expand that understanding. We met up at the Portland Art Museum, which will display his work this fall. He's spent almost a decade photographing black cowboys in black rodeos nationwide.
I sort of took that photography and decided to make experiential art piece that is a rodeo.
The 8 Seconds Juneteenth Rodeo is about to take over the Portland Expo Center. 8 seconds refers to how long you have to ride a bull or a bronco to get a qualifying score. And with $60,000 in prize money at stake, black cowboys and cowgirls come from all over the country to compete. The rodeo celebrates community and culture, both Western and African American.
I saw cowboys in basketball shorts and Jordans. I saw cowgirls with long braids flowing behind them as they barrel raced and acrylic nails. You might see somebody wearing a cowboy hat with a do-rag underneath it.
McClellan says the origin of black cowboys began during slavery. By the 1800s, historians estimate 1 in 4 cowboys was black.
A lot of black enslaved people worked as cowboys, did cattle drives across the West, maintained herds in Texas and Oklahoma, and then once that all ended, they became rodeo performers, a lot of them, because they had these wonderful skill sets that they could use for entertainment.
McClellan says it was segregation that forced black cowboys to start their own rodeos.
I've had some people say, like, why there gotta be black rodeos and white rodeos? Why can't there just be rodeos? The answer to that is that traditionally, a lot of black folks couldn't compete in mainstream white rodeos, and so they started their own thing.
One of the most famous black cowboys was Bill Pickett. He was born in Texas in 1870 and gets credit for inventing steer wrestling, which remains popular at rodeos today. You'll have a chance to see it at the Juneteenth Rodeo, along with bull riding, roping, barrel racing, and more. McClellan wants African Americans to know that cowboy culture is their culture too. What is the vibe about how you're received?
When I go out into rural areas, people are curious and they want to talk and they want to know what's going on. But like, for the most part, I've been met with respect, and I acknowledge, hey, you might have some questions. I might seem different or out of place for you, but let's talk for a little bit and get to know each other, and you'll realize that I belong here just as much as everybody else.
The Juneteenth Rodeo invites everyone to come celebrate. You have a place in the arena, so saddle up or saunter over, because as the cowboys like to say, life is about the ride.